Okay guys, so what you're seeing here is my take on a god deck. You see Albus Tormentor, and you see number 64 Ronin Raccoon Sundayu. So this is a beast god deck. So let's just get started. So first off, we start off with 3 Albus Tormentors. So you're thinking it should be Ra, but no. It's okay. It's Obelisk. He's got the best effects of all the gods. He's defensive. He's perfect. He's perfect the way he is. If you don't like it, screw you. Alright. Now, this is a new edition, Sphere Mode. You know what it can do. Tribute off your opponent's side of the field. Take it back for your own side of the field. Make another Ra. And you can OTK with this baby any day. I only run it at 1 because you don't want too many Ra's in your deck because it can clog your hand. You really don't want to summon it without using Sphere Mode first. And so that's my God set. It basically runs around Obelisk and Ra. They tend to do most of the work in the deck. But when they're not doing their work, I run 3 Baby Raccoon Pompokos. Baby Raccoon Pompoko is great because he's instant advantage. Summon him, you set something from your deck. And being a beast deck, who better to set than 3 Baby Raccoon Tantans? He's like Pompoko. He's not instant advantage, but if he flips up, he'll give it to you anyway. So he's a great combo piece with him. Your opponent's probably going to stop him though. But if it works out well, I've got 3 Valeraphon in the deck. Valeraphon is nice because he's also a tuner in the deck. And he has a great little graveyard effect. He'll special summon a level 2 beast monster from your grave to the field, which is great for hitting a second Tantan again. Or you don't want to really hit him with it, but Tantan's a great choice to get the effect off again. Or you can hit one of the 3 Kalantosas I have. And Kalantos is really niche. His usefulness is limited if he's not special summoned by a beast monster. But you've already seen it. My deck has 2 ways already of breaking one out. So it's great because he's spot removal. And if you notice, all are level 2. That's obviously a point to this deck. So I run 1 Sequala. Sequala mainly being another level 2 beast I can use in the deck. His effect is moderately useful. And I run Obedient School in this deck, so it's important to have enough beasts with different names. So just having him at 1 is great as it is. Next up, I've got a single Junk Synchron. He's kind of invaluable because he's not really dead. When I bring him out, I most definitely got something in my grave already. Summon him, get one out the grave, Junk Warrior. Simple as that. Key Mouse. Gotta keep it varied up a bit. Level 1 tuner monster. His effect is but he gives you access to certain synchros that can't hit normally. Jet Synchron. Interesting choice. He's got a graveyard effect that can bring him out the grave, while also he can search my Junk Synchron out the deck. So that's a little neat. He's more of a tech. So you can have him or you cannot. Up to you. Exodios, the Ultimate Forbidden Lord. He's actually a neat tech call because he's just free, summon him out, and if I want to, I can tribute him that turn. The most important thing is that he'll bring all of my monsters in my grave back to my deck, and that's important for the deck. That's it for monsters. Alright, for spells, we have the most important one first. Obedient Schooled. You had to know this was coming, because with Obedient Schooled, I can bring out 3 different beast monsters from my deck. Their effects are negated, but you're not going to be there for that long anyway. I'm either going to tribute them off for a god, or I'm going to start overlaying or tuning. Got 3 of the Monarch Storm 4th. Again, you have to know this was going to be here. It's a god deck. You need to tribute summon. If I can use my opponent's monsters, that's even more important for the deck. Alright, I'm running 3 Mounted Bound Creators. I tend to be a rather field spell-centric duelist. I love field spells, even if they're not the most useful. And this deck, it actually kind of seals the deal for your opponent quitting on you. If you have a god out and this out, they're probably not coming back. You're going to win. I mean, you're not going to win often if it's a god deck. It's not going to win most of the time. But when this comes out and a god's out, you probably are. 1 terraforming. You know, I need to get the field spell. That's really important to do. 1 book. Obvious. 1 dark hole. I know it's not Regeki, guys. I'm sorry. It's not. I can't just keep buying every card I need. Trap cards. Not that many. 3 wiretaps. Because you want to get your monsters out, and your opponent is probably going to start trying to stop you. So in that case, you're going to mono 1 wiretaps. It's a side deck card, but in this case, I main deck it because you never know. And you don't want them stopping you in the first duel, so it's best to have it now. And then Bottomless and Total Tribute. Alright, so that's that. I've got one more thing to show you, the extra deck. So, I run Trips of Raccoon Sundayu. His effect is so great for the deck, it's like invaluable. If I've got him out, I can wall with just 2 of them. And if I have a god out, I can copy that god stat to the token he makes. And that just gives me a 4,000 or whatever beater to just hit at my opponent with. And since he can make 2, that just makes him unbelievable. I run 2 Sky Cavalry Centaurias. This is not what I expected when I first got it. I thought this was going to be a kind of a bad card. But with her moderately high stats for a rank 2 monster and her effect, it allows her to just have staying power. It makes them fear the rank 2 game a bit more, because otherwise I'm just going to be sitting with Sundayu all day. And speaking of sitting, Gachi Gachi Gantetsu. He's usually better and bigger in larger numbers, but for this deck, the 200 helps if I'm making a Sundayu token. I can quickly have it get over my opponent's monster and swing over and then have the strongest monster on the board. So you saw I had a bunch of tuners, so Old Entity Haster. He's a newer card, but his effect is kind of good, and there's not many good level 4 synchro monsters that aren't tuners. So he's actually a neat choice. You want him to get destroyed, and my deck's kind of defensive anyway. Junk Synchron, you knew he was here. He's kind of awesome because he's going to gain attack for the same attack as any level 2 or lower, or level 3 or lower monster I have on the field. So that's most of my deck. So he can get really strong, especially for the token on the field. Honestly, he's part of my favorite combo pieces. Put out a 4,000 token, summon him out. He's got 6,300 attack. Just hit him, you're gonna win. Unless, you know, they stop your attack. It tends to happen. But whatever. I still got Frozen Fitzgerald. Another target for Junk Synchron to use in case Junk Warrior isn't that useful. Frozen's great because he can come out the grave. But his other effect isn't that important because I still have Armides who does basically the same thing. So I have a choice there. Like, so I had Jet Synchron, so I've also got Jet Warrior. Like Synchron, he's got a resurrection effect out the grave. That's pretty useful for this deck that kind of runs out of advantage fast, and sometimes I've got to play out my graveyard to win, and I probably won't win in that case. But that's what he's here for. He's here for those bad scenarios. Got HGS Behemoth. I think a lot of people use this card. It's not that great, but it's a one for one. You hit your opponent's monster, they're both going bye-bye. So those dangerous targets are going down. Red Wyvern. This is a really cool card because he'll get rid of a strong monster just like that. And he's probably a better choice than Behemoth, honestly. That's what I think anyway. Finally, I'm running Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Yes, my deck can hit level 8 synchros. It's not that hard, actually. And he's actually really great because he can wipe out the whole field, which is beautiful. Like, better than Black Rose beautiful. He'll stay, and then he'll burn your opponent for all the monsters he destroyed. He's a beautiful little card, and I think it's really invaluable to have him in here right now. And these are my tokens. Alright, well, that's my deck. Hope you guys liked it. Share some of your God deck builds There's a lot of them out there.